Are you going on a Royal Caribbean cruise and you're wondering if you should get the unlimited dining package? If you are, this video is for you. We'll crunch the numbers and I'll give you an answer right after this. If you're new to this channel, my name's Sean, and my wife Kat and I for the past 15 years have traveled all around the world. Recently, we've started posting our adventures to YouTube. We post weekly long-form travel videos, 360-degree video tours, walking tours, port tours, in-depth videos like this one, and lots more. So if you're interested in any of that, please subscribe so you don't miss anything. So in this video, we're going to talk about Royal Caribbean's unlimited specialty dining program and whether or not it's worth the money. So let's take a look. If you've ever been on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship before, you know that they have a lot of different specialty dining options, which is fantastic. And they also offer several dining packages. And the one we're going to talk about in this video is the unlimited dining package that Royal Caribbean has. Basically what that means is if you purchase this package, you can eat in any of the specialty restaurants whenever you want, as much as you want. Yep, you can go to dinner twice if you want, or you can go to lunch twice, or you can go to lunch twice and dinner twice, or dinner 3 times. You can do whatever you want to do with this. But is it worth it? And that's what this video is all about. So let's take a look. This is a sample page off of Royal Caribbean's webpage for their unlimited dining package. This is from an upcoming cruise that Kat and I are going on to Alaska. And as you can see, the cost per adult for the entire 7-day cruise is $266.99, which is 15% off. Now, I will tell you this does vary occasionally, but for every single upcoming cruise we are going on, it's 15% off on all of them. It should be noted that there are some cruises that they do not offer this ultimate dining package. We are going on a transatlantic cruise in about a year from now, and there is no unlimited dining package. Now, is it possible they will offer it when the cruise gets closer? Absolutely. But as of right now, there isn't one. All right, so let's take a look at the actual numbers. Now, I know there's a lot of numbers on the screen, but I'll go through these columns one at a time. So these are the next 4 cruises that we are going on that actually has this unlimited dining package. This is the cost that they charge you for the entire cruise. Now, if you quickly look over here, these first 3 cruises are 7 days, and the 4th cruise is 8 days. So that's why that's so much more expensive. This is the discounted price, and as you can see, every single one of them is discounted at 15% off. The number of days the cruise is, and then the cost per day. Now, if you look, Radiance of the Sea is a smaller cruise ship, and obviously Wonder and Symphony of the Seas are much bigger ships, and the price definitely in this example correlates with the size of the ship. So the larger the ship, the more expensive it is per day. Then I went through and I looked to see how many restaurants there were for dinner. And on the Wonder of the Seas, there are 8 restaurants. On Symphony of the Seas, there's 7. Adventure of the Seas, there's 3. And Radiance of the Seas, there's 4. The average cost for dinner. So what I did for this is I went on Royal Caribbean's webpage. You can actually book a specialty dining reservation and pay for it ahead of time. And if I had done that, this is the average cost. So I took all 8 dinner restaurants. Now, obviously, some of them are more than this, some of them are less. And I added all 8 of them up and divided by 8 to get the mean. And these are the mean or the average costs of dinner. The number of restaurants that serve lunch on these ships: Wonder of the Sea has 6, Symphony of the Sea has 5, Adventure of the Sea has 2, I did the same thing with those. So I got on imagining that I was going to pay for them ahead of time. I added all 6 of them up, their cost, and divided by 6 to get the mean, and this is the average cost for lunch. So could you play the system? For example, could you, if you went on the Wonder of the Seas and you ate at the most expensive dinner specialty restaurant they had every single night, then yes, it's going to change these values a little bit. But I'm assuming that most people will, instead of eating at the most expensive every night, will go to most of the restaurants and kind of spread them out. So if that's the case, these values are more appropriate for what we're talking about. Okay, now if you go on, for example, the Wonder of the Seas, and you only eat specialty dining for dinner. So in other words, you go every single day of the cruise that you can. So that would be the day you get on the ship and every single day of the cruise, with the exception of the day that you arrive back at port. If you do that, and that's the only thing you do, is just eat one meal, and that's dinner every day, you are going to save on Wonder of the Seas $21.19. If you buy the specialty, the unlimited dining package. You will save $16.44 if you buy it on the Radiance, $17.94 if you buy it on Adventure, and $39.61 if you buy it on Symphony. So you're saving money. If you're going to eat at a specialty dining restaurant every single day, then you will save money. You don't have to eat lunch at all. Just one meal a day. If it's dinner, you will save some money. What if you eat both dinner and lunch at a specialty dining restaurant every single day of the cruise? You can eat lunch on the day that you get on the ship. Kat and I eat at a specialty dining restaurant for lunch every single time. If we get the key, we get a free lunch meal from Chops. If we don't get the key, we typically will still go to a specialty dining restaurant for lunch, and it's usually Chops. Why wouldn't we get the key, you ask? That's probably a topic for another video. But basically, Kat and I always get the key if we are going on a Quantum or Oasis class ship. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but those are the ones that we typically get the key for. If we're not on one of those two ships, one of those two classes of ships, we typically don't get it. And instead, we buy the internet package and we pay for our lunch when we get on the ship. Anyway, I'm digressing here. So if you eat dinner and lunch, you save a lot of money. Now, this is assuming you eat it every single day. So on the Wonder of the Seas, you would save $213.62. On Symphony, on that 8-day cruise, you'd save $268.33. That's a lot of money. But here's the thing. If you're in port and you're on an excursion that lasts, say, for 5 hours, you're not going to be eating lunch. So the chances are, if you are in port, and unless you're going to stay on the cruise ship, there's no way you're going to be able to eat lunch. So now we're back to dinner-only savings. So total savings, if you are having dinner only on port days. So what this column shows is if you have dinner every day of the cruise and you have lunch only on the days that you're at sea and not at port, and that includes the day you get on the ship as well. So if that's the case, if you're only eating dinner and you only eat lunch when you're actually at sea, then you're still saving a pretty substantial amount of money. So in other words, you're saving $153.97 on the Symphony of the Seas. So that makes sense also. So far, there's 3 scenarios that you will save money. The first one is you eat dinner on the cruise ship in a specialty dining restaurant every single day of the cruise. You're going to save money. If you eat dinner and lunch every single day of your cruise at a specialty restaurant, you're going to save money. And if you eat dinner every single day on the cruise and you only eat lunch when you're at sea, then you're going to save this amount of money. However, if you look at this last column, this is where Kat and I fall. Kat and I typically never eat at a specialty dining restaurant when we're in the day of a port, when we're at port. And the reason for that is we almost never eat lunch because we'll eat lunch in the port. And by the time we get back, and who knows when we're going to be back. I mean, I know you can look ahead of time how long you're in port for, and we could kind of plan that out. But we found from going on cruises that we don't always know, because you might go into a port that you absolutely love that you've never been to before and you didn't think you would love it. And the opposite can happen also. We were just on a cruise, which the videos are up on our channel for, where we went into a port, Costa Maya in Mexico. And we thought we'd spend a lot more time in that port than we actually did. So in that case, we could have actually eaten on the ship at a specialty dining restaurant, but we didn't know. So for us, we never eat at a specialty dining restaurant. We just eat at the buffet or get room service or whatever. In our case, we would lose money. We would, for example, the Radiance of the Seas, we'd lose $132.69 if we bought the Ultimate Dining Package. $95 and $52 and $96 if we bought the Ultimate Dining Package. So for us, it's typically not worth it. A couple other things to keep in mind. Remember, if you get the the Unlimited Dining Package, you cannot make your reservations for the specialty dining restaurants until you actually get on the ship. So what does that mean? That means the day you get on the ship, you frantically run to one of the specialty dining restaurants, and then you pull out your list of when you want to eat, and you hope all those time slots aren't already taken. To us, that is also a big downside to this. The last thing I want to do when I get on the cruise ship is go stand in a line. There might not be one, but go to one of the specialty dining restaurants and just hope that all the time slots we want are available. Because if they're not, then we have to decide, okay, which time slot do we want? For us, we book all of our dining at the specialty dining restaurants ahead of time. By doing that, yes, it's going to cost more. However, for us it won't, because we only book specialty dining on days that we're at sea. Or occasionally we will book a dinner if we are going someplace that we know for a fact that we're going to be back to the ship. For example, if we're in a port and the ship leaves at 4 o'clock, we're going to book a specialty dining for dinner. And even so, by the time we're done with all that, we have never, on any of the cruises we have been on, have spent more money than the Ultimate Dining Package would have cost. And we get to pick exactly when we want to eat and on which days we want to eat, which for us is the benefit. So there you go. If you know for a fact you're going to eat dinner every single day at a specialty dining restaurant, or dinner and lunch every single day at a specialty dining restaurant, or dinner every single day and lunch on sea days, then it's absolutely worth it to get the Unlimited Dining Package. However, if you're like us and you only eat specialty dining when you're at sea, in that case, it's much better to book your meals, your reservations, I should say, ahead of time. That way you get the exact time you want and you'll save money. See you in the next video.